Welcome back, everybody. This is the Renegade Fight. On tonight's episode, it will be the top 12 playoff predictions week 4. As we all know, ESPN has gave their predictions of the playoff top 25 on this week, and there's been some changes in their bracket for ESPN. And also for my bracket as well, it has also been some changes. As we have been telling you in past telecasts, it would be some changes because of the teams playing head to head. And not only the teams playing head to head, also some teams may take a loss and some teams may have blowout wins. But overall, would be because that a team lost, they would move down in the bracket or even move at their same spot, staying at their same spot. So this is the playoff bracket, top 12 teams, week 4 uh, for RDJ. So what we have tonight is I'm going to start it off right from the top all the way down from 1 to 12. I won't do it backwards this week. I'll just go from 1 all the way to 12. And right now here we have it as Oregon is your number 1 team, and they're coming in at 11-0. Number 2 team is Ohio State. They're 10-1. Texas is your number 3 team. They're also 10-1. SMU is your number 4 team. They're coming in at 10-1. Your number 5 team is Boise State. They're also 10-1. Penn State is your number 6 team. They're also 10-1. Number 17 is Tennessee, 9-2. Your number 18 is Miami, who is 10-1. Your number 9 team is Georgia, 9-2. Your number 10 team is Indiana, 10-1. Your number 11 team is Arizona State, 9-2. Your number 12 team is BYU, 9-2. I have the bracket set up like that because, as we all know, the Big Ten championship is coming up. And as of what we have heard, Oregon has already clinched. So they're earned their spot in the Big Ten championship. And as we know it, if Ohio State continues to win out, they are projected to play Oregon in the Big Ten championship. So that would move around. And as you know, in the past weeks, I had Oregon and Ohio State flip-flopping at that 1 and 2 spot anyway. So it'll be interesting to see what would happen later on in the season to see who will take the reins as the number 1 overall seed to go into the playoffs. I have Texas right there at number 3. To me, they just look so awesome on the football field that they're just not giving up anything to any team that they play. They don't want anyone to jump ahead of them to in the SEC to take their spot. SMU, I've always talked about them this season. I think they're one of the hottest teams in the ACC. Right now, looking at them, I don't think that they can be beat. But if there's a team out there that can compete with them, it would be Miami and it would be Clemson. But right now, far as a head-to-head matchup, I don't think that I could go against SMU. But I do believe that Miami can play against them. Clemson can play against them, and they can take this game into the 4th quarter all the way to the final minutes. So right now, SMU is just beating up on everybody. So I have them at my number 4 spot. In Boise State, for me, Boise State has always been good. They've always been dominant on offense, but I did not really have them on my bracket. But for me, they just came out of nowhere, and they've done enough for me to say, hey, let me put them on the bracket and put them at a high seed. So by them being the number 5 seed, uh, they would possibly host a home playoff game. Penn State, yes, we know Penn State lost to Ohio State, but they still playing good football. They've won some close games and they won some big games. So Penn State is one of my sleeper teams. So they're right there at 6. Uh, Tennessee and Georgia coming out of the SEC. I still believe that they're two of the hottest teams as well. I just want to know what is going to happen with Tennessee down the last game or two in the season, to see if they're going to hold on to what spot they have through ESPN's bracket and also my bracket. But I still believe in Tennessee as well as I do Georgia. They're hard teams to play. I don't think anyone really want to play against them. They're one of those teams that can take it all the way down to the wire as well. As we know, Indiana had lost a blowout game to Ohio State this past weekend. And I didn't want to punish them too much by moving them from the top of the bracket all the way to the end of the bracket. But I do have them at my number 10 team. But they're still one of those teams that they can stay right there and still give whoever they play in the playoffs, they can give them trouble. Um, Arizona State and BYU, they're still hot coming out of the Big 12. And even though BYU has lost some close games, they still can give you trouble as well. So if the playoffs did start today and I had these teams matched up head to head, I think that this would be some great matches to see, some great feuds to see. This would keep these teams will keep you glued to your seat all weekend long to watch to see what are they going to do next and who would advance to the second, maybe even third round. So those are my top 12 teams of the playoff predictions if the playoffs started today. And I also have NCAA games to watch for week 14. Friday, November 29th, 2024, the Minnesota Golden Gophers will play Wisconsin. The game is on CBS and it's a noon kick. Also, a Friday game, this Friday night, Friday afternoon rather. Mississippi State plays Ole Miss 3:30 ABC. That game is scheduled for Friday, November 29th as well. Um, and the night game to end it all on Friday night, November 29th, will be Georgia versus Georgia Tech. That is a must-see TV game as well. That game is a 7:30 kickoff on ABC. Georgia Tech is still one of the hottest teams in the ACC. They can scare you to life. Um, Georgia, as we know, is tough, and I want to see that game personally and be glued to my seat watching that. So also later on in the weekend, Saturday, November 30th, games to watch. Um, November 30th, 2024, games to watch. We have South Carolina versus Clemson. That is a noon game on ESPN. Miami versus Syracuse. That's a 3:30 game on ESPN. And also Texas versus Texas A&M, 7:30. That game will be on ABC. So we have a full weekend of just some good hard-nosed smash mouth football. So those are games to watch for Friday, November 29th, 2024, and also Saturday, November 30th, 2024. And also uh, the Florida Gators and the Florida State Seminoles will play 7 o'clock on Saturday night on ESPN. So we just got a lot of good football for this weekend. So I encourage everyone to like, share, subscribe. This is the Renegade Fight, and I'm RDJ. Always fear the spear.